Hey, welcome back in, all you DPC rebels. Dr. Shane's back with my good buddy, Dr. Josh Umbehr, AtlasMD fame, longtime DPC guru himself, and just want to do some DPC with friends this week. I'm at the DPC Summit, big time, lots of people.
Doing great.
And so just wanted to join you guys and give you a little update. Josh has spent some time with some other DPC legends in DC, trying to work on the HSA bill a little bit, some tweaks here and there. I want to hear from Josh on the changes that they're trying to get tweaked and changed, but maybe what's the things that's a little bit wrong with it. Can always be better. Yep. Anything that comes out of DC can always be better.
That's true.
And so I want to hear, what's kind of frustrating about the bill. Can it get changed? And how changing it would help DPC docs. So tell us about going to DC and what you found out.
Well, we're very fortunate to travel with Dr. Lee and Dr. Chad to try to help the IRS understand what our big ask is right now the IRS has some preliminary guidance on the one big beautiful bill, HSA, DPC, alphabet soup. Is that the part that I think gives most people heartburn is that $150 max individual, $300 max per family per month sentence. And the IRS is in some way helpful in their extremely strict interpretation of that. Is they're actually not interpreting the sentence, they're interpreting where it's at in the bill. And in the commotion of passing such a big bill between the House and the Senate and then combining those, the structure of that paragraph was less than ideal. And basically that sentence is tabbed over and placed under a definitional section. So the IRS is saying whatever that sentence says is what DPC is.
So they kind of define DPC by price.
They did. Yep, not by contract or model or primary care, but just on price. And they said, so if that's the definitional section, a DPC over 150 or 300 is by definition not DPC anymore and becomes a health plan. And you can't have two health plans with an HSA. And so in a weird way, it reinserts the problem that the bill was meant to fix. And
no bueno, man.
No bueno. That is directly not good. And so we got to go and we spoke with Ways and Means ranking staffers to say, hey, this is our concern. Did you want this to be this way or not? And they were very adamant that this was not congressional intent. That is a key buzz phrase you'll hear a lot now, is they wanted that to be a max on your HSA contributions, not a definitional thing that changes what it is. Okay, great. They gave us full blessing to go work with the IRS and let them know their intent. Then we were able to meet with HHS, with staffers for almost an hour, and with RFK secretary for about 5 minutes. And what's so exciting is DPC is a known entity now in the Hill. We are punching above our weight class. They see this as a solution, as helpful, as an option that gives patients a lot of autonomy back that insurance is taking away. So they too support our interpretation of this bill, and we're going to pass that support on to IRS. But neither group so far can actually change that. Force the IRS to update their guidance. So then we met with the IRS, and we were really sort of expecting maybe a legal argument or an accounting argument, or, well, what other things does the IRS do like this and show precedence? And I don't want to say that didn't matter. It just, for the actual kind of administrative problem we're solving, is that this is just where it's written and how it lies. They could agree 100% with us on those other arguments. Doesn't change how it's written and where it lies.
So there's doing basically like a strict interpretation of how it's written in the law.
Yeah, and I can respect that. I can only imagine everyone comes and tries to lobby the IRS to say, no, interpret this way or my way, and so they're trying to make it difficult to be persuaded incorrectly. But they also were helpful in telling us, well, if this isn't what Congress meant, if this isn't what HHS supports, then document that and bring that back to us. And so that's what we're working on now. And at some point, we may need letters of support or explanation from the DPC community through our DPC organizations. But it's always helpful to call your senators, your congressmen, because we may also have another fix besides just explaining the background to the IRS. This, again, administratively is known as a technical fix. And if there's another bill that passes, we can get enough support to change that wording and or positioning, and that won't cost anything. We don't have to go back through Congressional Budget Office and price the bill, et cetera. So that becomes very simple if we can attach ourselves to another bill that will pass. Thankfully, we have the Reconciliation 3.0 bill that has a good chance of passing. So we're, I think, as a community, working on this in all the different ways that we can to bring the best version of DPC so that, yes, it's HSA eligible. No, it's not insurance. Right or wrong, here's the cap for how much you can deduct your max savings, but that should add a bunch of clarity for how clinics can price themselves, how employers can work with DPC, all of those last little question marks carried over from the initial Big Beautiful Bill.
That's good. And so the technical change, like if they add that into another bill, there's some precedents for that. Other bills have been fixed that way.
I think they understand that any document authoring is a process that is open to flaws. That's not what we meant. It's not what we intended. We had hundreds of people working on 2 different House and Congress bills, and then to combine them, sure, typos and misprints and misinterpretations are going to happen. So then that technical fix is not changing the substance of the bill at all, not changing any of the wording, but you can have slight edits, variations, movements to the bill that don't require the same level of scrutiny. So then they pass easier.
That'd be so awesome. Hopefully that'll go forward. You guys were there. You and Dr. Lee Gross and Dr. Chad Savage were there. You feel pretty good about the chances of making the change?
I think so. I think going into it, we were worried that maybe is this an IRS issue that's political? I mean, it is DC. Do they not like direct care? Do they not like health care? Are they, red or blue, up or down, left or right? And the reassuring part was, nope, it was very.
We just don't like the words.
We're tried and true. We're very strict interpretationists. And then you battle that argument in a different way. It wasn't make a better argument. So they're not working against us. If the bill was edited differently, they would interpret it differently because they see it where it's at. So in that sense, I think we have good reason to explain to the IRS why they should issue guidance that clarifies this spot, even if the bill doesn't get edited. But then also we have such strong support with groups like Ways and Means and HHS that if the opportunity comes up to insert a technical fix in a new bill, that we have momentum there. So the direct care machine is working very well for the benefit of the movement.
Well, this is great. Hopefully this will go through and help us out and clarify that, make it a little bit easier for us to use the HSAs. Thanks for you guys to going up there, spending your time. Tell Dr. Lee we thank him. Thank Dr. Chad too. We need support any way we can get it. I'm glad somebody's got time to go up there and pound the pavement. Hopefully you guys will be able to go back again and keep pounding the pavement. So you guys, support get out, talk to your senators, talk to Congress people, let them know, let's get this fixed. And until you guys get back and see this 5-minute magic tip again, keep the DPC magic going.